let's play some Bloodborne. So I'm Micorashu. We're gonna start a new game because I started doing this before. Let's clear this.
Oh yeah, pale blood.
Alright, so see, like he doesn't believe in pale blood, right?
Well, you've come to the right
But
place.
he's like, who gives a shit?
Yarnum is the
Guys are
home
gonna
of
give you
blood
some blood.
administration.
You're gonna turn to a beast.
You need
they're gonna
only
kill
unravel
you
its mystery.
and grab your power.
But where's an outsider like yourself to begin?
Fuck, where to begin?
Easy, with a bit of Yarnum blood of your own. But first, you'll need a contract.
Alright, see, so what happens? Like, this is how you start, right? Like, this is how you're born to this world, to the world of Bloodborne. Because you're born by the blood, right? You take the Yarnum blood. See, like, how your character even had the blood transfusion in his arm. It's in the left arm. Then, so you're born into this world. It's gonna be a dude. So it's cool, right? Like the oranges, and then you have Lone Survivor for the Lost Hamlet. That's so fun. Like the game started with this, right? So they knew the DLC from the start. And you see like that he has like high life essence and vigor. And his 420 blood echoes. Do you reckon the lone survivor of the Lost Hamlet was Lawrence? Who knows? But I'm nothing. I'm gonna just change the face. Give me another face. This dude seems alright. Boom, boom. Alright, so see like how you're born into this world is by signing a blood contract, right? That's what you do. Like you sign a contract to do you don't even know at this moment. But you sign a contract and then in exchange he gives you Yarnum blood, right? It's like this mixture of blood and everything. And you think like, oh, giving blood to people is weird or something, but 18th century Europe, man, that was medicine. That's what they used to do. Like for real. So yeah. So then alright, he goes and you sign a pact with the devil pretty much, right? And he gives you like this special blood in return. So then
Good. Unconcealed.
Boom.
Now, let's
And
begin
who is
the
like
transfusion.
if you
Oh,
go
don't
like
you worry.
instead of thinking like, oh, this is not the
Whatever
same guy,
happens,
and you realize that
you
this
may
story
think
has
it
been
all
happening
a
over and
bad
over again.
dream.
The first blood minister was German, right? And he's represented by the guy in the wheelchair. So every time that you see a guy in a wheelchair, they're like representations of the same person. Because shit keeps happening over and over and over and over again. Alright, so he gives you the Yarnum blood, right? So this Yarnum blood goes. And what is in it? It's beast, you know, look, the beast is inside the blood. It's like so. And that's what's supposed to happen to you, like, you know, Dark Souls 1, when you're supposed to be locked away forever, but someone else helps you. This is pretty much the same thing. Like, you're supposed to turn into a beast, the beast comes to take you, you know? That was what they worship, the beast god. But then it can't, because like there's something special in you. Like your blood reacts, you have like antibodies, you know, to it, to the beast. So you get chosen by the fucking messengers. Then later on you find out that this is a curse as well, you know, the hunters are as cursed as the beasts.
Ah, you found
But
yourself
then because
a hunter.
you didn't become a beast, you become a hunter, you get chosen by the little ones. Let me see what the fuck did you wrote there, man. How do you see that? Oh, here. Broadcast. Oh, what the fuck? I just said that I found Lawrence and then this guy shows up and his nickname was Lawrence the First Vicar. And he said hello. How fucking funny is that, man? Nice, alright. I found Lawrence and Lawrence showed up. That's fucking so funny. Alright, so you start, right? And then you're like, you wrote a blood contract, right? So you need to know, like, what the fuck was in that contract that you wrote? And then you find the first one is like, seek pale blood to transcend the hunt. And that's what you asked the blood minister, right? You went to him and said, oh, look, this is, I'm looking for pale blood. And he's like, pale blood? Pfft, I don't know anything about that. So then you wake up in a dream, right? Like the dream is like a reality. It's like a dream, but dreams are real, you know? Like just something that happens, blah blah blah. And then again, like Dark Souls, right? So the beast comes to take you anyway. Because this was the trick, right? So you know how the kidnappers take you to the Apogean jail, right? So they're just copying the power of the doll to take you, and the messengers take you, right? And the messengers take you because like blood of hunters is cursed. It's cursed because of like what German did to Kos. He killed Kos, you know? And then I should die here to go. So then this is pretty cool, right? Like so you, oh yeah, great. So you go and die. And then you remember Inception, when if you die in a dream you go to the limbo, right? Like the limbo is unconstructed dream space. And that's exactly what happens now, right? So like you're like in unconstructed deep dream space. You get sucked into the limbo. Then you find out that you get sucked into the limbo because like that's where the messengers bring you to. And the messengers are what, the childs of Kos. You see that on the Nightmare Frontier, the Kos monsters. So the child of Kos is the one bringing the curse. Then the door. So alright, so you start like the dream and then there is a mnemonic device that you do. You create a path so you can remember stuff. That's how like people that remember a lot of stuff do. They create a path and then they put stuff in it. So that's what's happening, you know, like you're traveling through these are other hunters, right? They came to the dream before. Each of them are different, right? This one seems to be like Micorashu, really. Oh, it's me. So yeah, so then what you do through the limbo is to travel to these other places that these other hunters created, like, so there was this first hunter that he was the Yarnam hunter. And you can see that because you can buy the clothes of the Yarnam hunter, and that's the one that's connected already. So that's how you start. You start through a Yarnam hunter. There was many hunters through history, right? That's why like all the tombstones there, the Germanis. see from here. But yeah, you played this game before, you know already. It's alright, so you go. It's pretty close when I'm talking to the door. So you go and then you study as Yarna Hunter, right? So yeah, Yarna Hunter had his weapons. He was a beast hunter, right? That was the problem in Yarna. It was beasts. And you see the notebook. So if you wanna remember your dreams, the best thing that you can do is have a notebook next to your bed. And the workshop's closed, right? The workshop only opens when you meet Gilbert. When you hear Gilbert coughing. You don't even have to talk to him. But then when you hear him coughing, he goes... the workshop opens. So what's the deal? Like the Yarna Hunter got helped by Gilbert, right? That's like before he got sucked to the limbo. German is not here sleeping. Sometimes he is. I'm gonna come back here again. Just a minute. So then, yeah. So then you have the Yarna Hunter that started here, and what happened to him? So the Yarna Hunter like died, right? But he had like this special blood that resurrected him. And so you had the dream stuff, but then this resurrection stuff is like, how can I say, it's Buddhist purgatory. So in Buddhist religion, you don't go to purgatory, you're just born in the same life over and over and over again until you understand the meaning of your life, what you should understand, you know? So this is what is happening. Like you're born in the same life, you know, through the messengers. Because they act as like, it's easier to say it's a dream than to say it's real life, because if you people start believing that, shit's gonna go crazy. Alright, so this hunter comes to the big revelation. So yeah, so the hunter goes and like, he starts as a Yarna Hunter. The Yarna Hunter was an experiment of Yosefka, right? So she was the doctor and she messed with the blood, blah 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 blah, until she found like a blood that had like hunter's blood in it. And then that made the hunters immortal, you know? But the immortality was a curse, of course.
Are you out on the hunt?
Accept your death.
Then
and
I'm
be
very
free
sorry,
from the night.
but I cannot open this door.
So
I
right,
am
it's pretty
Yosefka.
cool, right? So
The
this is
patients here in my
relating
clinic
to
must not be exposed to infection.
plague, like in Europe and everything.
I know
And
that you
during the
hunt for us,
plague in Europe, there
for our
was
town, but I'm sorry.
main like
Please,
thoughts about
this is
disease.
all that I can do.
One that was contagious. So like they discovered that was the true one. That stuff was contagious, right? Diseases carried by viruses and stuff. So they are. So you need to isolate patients. See, that's what she's doing. Like you got contaminated because you had the blood contract with the minister. So he gave you beast blood, right? So you can't go in. She doesn't know about the stuff that happened. But you can't go in. So you were a doctor. You're like a plague doctor from the 1800s. But in this case, you know, like how you gonna make it like an action game that's fun as a plague doctor, you know? You just put like beasts instead of sick people, you know? Because it's an action game. You have to put in that genre. So then, yeah, so then you had the doctors that thought that contagious, blah, blah, blah. And the doctors that thought there was bad smells that you cure with incense. And those doctors are like the cathedral ward, you know?
Now, go. And good hunting.
See, so she's like the helper, you know? She was helping the hunters. She was a doctor studying the disease. And she was like trying to find out a cure. She was actually trying to find out a cure. I think it's just later fake Yosefka that's trying to experiment on people. But this first Yosefka, she was trying to find out a cure for the disease. And this beast is pretty cool because he doesn't come back. But you see how it's different. It's like the animated ones, they are corpses, and the ones that are dead are bodies. That's why Lady Maria says a corpse should be left well alone, because she's a corpse. She's reanimated. And then with that, they add like the Frankenstein stuff. So right, so you see like that the one that was providing blood for the hunter, Annalise from Kanehurst, she does the same, right? She's providing blood for her hunters to, in her case, to get pregnant, right? Like this, Yosefka doesn't say anything, but then Yosefka must be related to Kanehurst because there is an executioner here, and the executioners are trying to find the Kanehurst ones. In Kanehurst you had the two daughters, right? So here's body. So right, it's pretty cool, right? So you had like the stuff about the bad smells and everything. And then when you get here, you look down, that's old Yarnum, right? Central Yarnum is like new Yarnum. Was built on top of it after old Yarnum got destroyed. That's like where you fight the blood-starved beast. And what happened to old Yarnum? They burned to the ground, right? So the ashes rose up and contaminated everyone in New Yarnum. It's pretty cool. So you see like there is a difference between body and corpses. You see like that you get to Cathedral Ward that's on top of like old Yarnum, and there is no beasts there. You only find them after. So you see here there is 3 bodies and 3 corpses. 3 reanimated ones and 3 dead ones. There was one there, there's 2 here, there is another one there, right? So what it seems to happen, they die and they get reanimated. But because this is like say dream and reality got crushed together, or like the spiritual world and the real world got crushed together in the same place, so like the corpses and the spirits, they are both, the corpses and the bodies, they are both trapped here. So right, you see like you bring the ladder down and you can hear the beast roaring, but you cannot go after the ladder because then you open the doors of the workshop. If you don't do this, the workshop's still closed. I'm gonna go back. And there is this X here. X marks the spot on the clock tower there. If you follow that X, it takes you all the way to Ebrietas. It's pretty cool, right? So right, I'm gonna go back to... So yeah, see like the clinic, and then later on the church took over the clinic, and then the clinic became a nightmare of itself there on the Hunter's Nightmare. But through the experiments they found out something. They found out what Hunter's blood and why was it cursed, right? That's what Lady Maria was hiding. So she still closed the doors. And then you don't even have to light that lantern at Gilbert's. You go back. Oh fuck, Gunnar is not here, man. I always get him here. But yeah, it's cool, like German is there and he's asleep, and then he says, he kinda like whispers, help, help, you know, cause he's trapped. Um, so he was a hunter, and his duty was to kill monsters, right? But then when he found out like one of the monsters was a god, and then he got cursed because of that, you know? Or maybe he killed the child, you know? And then because he killed the child, he became this surrogate, right? Like when you kill German, you become his surrogate. So that's how it goes.
You're safe.
See
Thank
how
goodness.
nice she is.
But I'm afraid nothing will change. I cannot open the door.
I think like
I'll
her
do
and
what I
Fake
can, of
Yosefka,
course.
they're like twin sisters. Just like the little girl and
Perhaps
the older,
this will help you,
you know?
if only in some small way.
Like the first one is the nice one, but she ends up
Now
getting
go.
killed, you know?
I pray for your safety.
And if it's kind of like that, if you think of like body and corpses as like the same thing, the same person, just like different representations. Yeah, let's use the blood. See like how it's like slow and careful process, blah blah blah. It's not like based on like, oh, it was the gods or fucking like that. She was like first scientist. Yeah. I could say a little bit about like how good is this game to just play it. It's a game that's good to play it, not to just like come to like a point to finish, you know what I mean? So when you get here you start hearing coughing. Here, that's when you start hearing Gilbert coughing. You see like if you go back, because then we see Yosefka falling in love too. Then you go back, and now the workshop is gonna be open. So history repeats itself, right? So in Yarnan, the Yarnan hunter got to meet Gilbert and like blah blah blah, and then oh fuck, no. And then here in the dream, the hunters also had a mentor. He's the mentor figure, yeah, that's what the teacher said. So he's the mentor figure, right? Like he's the one that's guiding you there. But then you find out later that he's just like using you to do his duty because he can't do it anymore. But he's also being used by the moon presence, so it's like fucking super conspiracy. Goes all the way to the top.
Be the new hunter.
I wonder
Welcome
if the
to
moon
the hunter's
presence
dream.
is
This will
the
be
child
your
of Cos, you
home
know?
for now.
Because you have Ebrietas,
I
daughter
am
of the cosmos. That was so clear, I don't know how people didn't get it through later.
friend to you hunters.
See, like,
You're
he doesn't
sure to
even
be in a
remember his
fine
name, he's so
haze
fun.
about now, but don't think too hard about all of this. Just go out and kill a few beasts.
See, he's
It's
like,
for
don't
your
think
own
about
good.
it. Don't start like
You
fucking,
know,
because you're
it's
gonna go
just what
crazy.
hunters
Like,
do.
Micorashu.
You'll get used to it. This was once a safe haven
see,
for
like,
hunters.
The Limbo is
workshop
based
where
on
hunters used blood
the workshop
to
of
enhance
the
their
first
weapons
hunter, right?
and flesh.
So
We
this
don't have
is
as many
like
tools as we once did, but you're welcome to
what he
use whatever
remembers.
you find.
Like when he died, he only remembered the workshop because that's where he spent his last days and blah blah blah. And then you see the doll, like the doll is represented on Yosefka because the doll helps you.
This was once a safe
Garma only gives you guidance, right? But then you find out what was the contract of the old hunters. So this was the contract of the old hunters. They had to find this Scourge of the Beasts. But apparently the Yarnan Hunter contract, or your contract, is to find pale blood. It's not to halt the... doesn't give a shit about that. Alright, so then... So you see, like, you have a corpse, a body, and you also have a spirit, right? Like when you die, you don't leave a body behind, you disappear. Or there's enemies that disappear. So right, then we start the story of the Yarnan Hunter. The Yarnan Hunter that fell in love with the doctor. Right? She goes and like, oh no, I still have to use one more. I think for her to say it. But you see, like, what happens to that?
You're safe, thank goodness.
Gascoigne, dude.
But I'm afraid
So
nothing will
Gascoigne
change.
was the outsider that came in, got
cannot
help, blah blah
open the
blah,
door.
became a hunter, managed to
I'll do what
cure
I can,
Blanc,
of
but
course.
then his wife
Perhaps
died, yeah.
this will help you, if only
They
in some
had
small
children,
way.
they live in the city, blah blah blah. Remember how Cobb in Inception does the same?
Now go. I pray for your safety.
And then you say like, oh yeah, nah. Cobb, Inception was the same year as Bloodborne, so of course none of them copied them. But they both copy Paprika, this
Are
Japanese
you still in
anime
need of something?
where people share dreams
But I have
with
nothing more to offer. Please, try to understand my position. I can only pray for a fruitful hunt.
See, this is the same thing that Annalise would say to you. Because the Knights of Kinghurst was the hunters, right? And the old nobles, they always use blood and they know what used to happen and blah blah blah, so they had their knights to protect them. So it's like the same story over and over again, just change kind of like the scenarios and the places that it keeps going to. So it's cool how like these enemies, they kind of train into Gascoigne. Their attack patterns are similar, but they're just lower. So like while you're going through Central Yarnan, you're actually training to fight Gascoigne, you know? That's why even you go to the beast first, because Gascoigne is going to turn to a beast. So then you meet Gilbert, right? First, see how it has a symbol like the 5 ladies. I think it's like 5 ladies. Seems to be like 2 older ones. The 2 in between, they are. Is there a statue? They are these ones on the statue. So you have the witches of Hamlet, right? The 2 twin sisters. You have the main one here. That's like Lady Maria, yourself, blah blah blah. And you have the 2 in the corner. This one looks to be a priest, the one on the right. And you find the old lady. You find her door has the same thing. Now I keep thinking, this is pretty cool, right? So you see on the lantern, like you light the lantern and the lantern has a bell and the bell has the messengers. So when you talk to the messengers there, they ring the bell to someone new, you know? Just like you ring the bell to someone for co-op or something. So that's how you travel, like you resonate with the place because they help you. Alright, so the Yarnan Hunter meets
you must
Gilbert,
be a
right?
hunter.
He meets another outsider.
Not one from around here either. I'm Gilbert, a fellow outsider.
You see the Yarnamites, they turn into
you must
beasts
have had a fine time of it.
once a night and then they go back to it, right? They don't give a shit.
Guests.
But
well,
the outsiders, they don't.
If I wanted to, but I'm willing to help.
Shit starts to go
if
down.
there's anything that can be done.
Gilbert said, I can't stand if I wanted to, Dude, he's like in a
Whatever
wheelchair,
reasons might
you know what I
be, You
mean?
should plan a swift exit. Whatever can be gained from this place, it will do more harm than good.
So you see, like, if you have a body, a corpse, and a spirit, Gascoigne is the spirit, right? The body will be Gilbert. Or the corpse will be Gilbert, because he turns into the little beast later and he doesn't disappear. And where would be his body?
Pale
would
blood,
be
you
his
say?
body? That's good.
Hmm.
So see, like, they don't know of pale blood.
But if it's blood you're interested
Because
in,
pale
you
blood
should
is
try
like,
the
who knows
healing
that is just
church.
Micorashu.
The church controls all knowledge on blood
That's
ministration.
like a fucking
and all
super
varieties of
occult
blood.
secret.
Across the valley to
How
the
the
east
fuck
of
do you know
Yarnum lies
that?
the town of the Healing Church, known as the Cathedral Ward.
That's your clue, you know
And
something.
deep within Cathedral Ward is the old Grand Cathedral, the birthplace of the
See,
Healing
like the old
Church's
Grand
special
Cathedral
blood.
deep in the...
Or
It's
so
not
they
the
say.
one where you find Emilia, it's the one where you find the Brietas. The Brietas
Yarnumites
is the
don't
source
share
of blood.
much with outsiders. Normally, they wouldn't let you near the place.
That's
but
why they all go crazy,
the
right?
hunt
The
is on
Brietas
tonight.
is like inside. But
This
it's the
might
source
be
of
your
blood for the
chance.
Cathedral Ward. And then they diluted this blood here in Yarnum with beast blood. And you see, like, oh fuck, you think you're like in a nightmare, but you got in like the exact right time. It's pretty cool because you find the eyes, like the pebbles, they are like eyes that don't serve for anything, right? But then you look there, you see the guys, so like the game kind of rewards you if you stop and look around and plan your way and everything. You can see like the whole shit through here. Once you get better, this guy is cool. He's showing you that after they attack, they take more damage, right? So see, at every time the game is training you, you don't need to do a fucking tutorial or anything. You just need to fucking don't be afraid of dying. Which is again how you don't go to hell in Buddhist religion. If you are afraid of dying, you go to hell. Pretty cool, the guy like, come on, motherfucker. Yeah, so then you have like the executioner there. The executioner, they are always after the Kanehurst women, right? That's like what the fuck Bulgarians did, and like they went there and fucking fucked everyone. So because they are after their blood. Oh fuck. Because they are after their blood, because you see how powerful Yosefka's blood is? Like, she gives you like fucking a lot of health, yeah? Compared to like the beast blood, the Yarnum blood. Ah, so pretty cool, right? So the Hunter's Mark. So you see that the Hunter's Mark is a rune, like the other runes that you get later. And you know that when they make contact with the old ones, that's how you get the madman insight, right? And you get the madman knowledge, and you get the runes, because like that's how Adeline from the Hunter's Nightmare does, right? Like the rune gets etched inside her brain because she had a revelation. So when you meet the messengers, they etch the hunter rune in your brain. So that's all you remember, that you are a hunter. And that's what gives you like the special power, you know? And that's what the church used to do. So they wanted to get the insight. So that's why they used to make hunters and help the hunters and everything. Because then they go, take their heads off, that's what Garmas does to you, and use their heads. The same way that in Europe in the 1700s, 1600s, 1800s, the executioners, the ones that they used to kill like criminals and everything, they would get paid for the blood of the criminals and stuff. So people did use because they thought like when you die terrified, your blood was very powerful. And you see like how like more like terrifying the place becomes, the stronger stuff you find. He's cool, right? So like this guy, he's like all like, oh,
Well,
I don't
sorry,
know.
but I don't
Sorry,
want anything
blah,
to
blah.
do with you.
But there's a
along, will
beast
ya?
on his door, so like he's a beast, you know? And the other guy that like, oh, you fucking idiot, blah blah blah. And you hear the beast roar, just like. There's a man on his door.
Lads, you've come on. He'd open the door on a night of a hunt. Away with you. Now.
I think that these guys are like, this is Lawrence, and that's Ludwig. Or the other way around, right? Because Lawrence was like the nice one that was actually a beast, and Ludwig was the man that was actually like fucking killer, right? Ah, fuck, I didn't get on the right time with the bell. But then they turn when the bell rings. This is so good, man. Look, fucking all the other games, they're fucking so brutal close to this. This is like what Shakespeare is to theater, you know? This is a masterpiece of video games. The guy's better. And look how pretty cool this is. So you have like the cleric beast is a black beast that you kill up there, right? And here there is a beast. Cleric beast is somewhere over that bridge, I think to that side. Yeah, because that's the side that goes to Cathedral Ward. But the beast here is pointing to the left. And if you follow the beast and go to the left there, you find a shortcut that brings you back to Gilbert. So, is the beast helping you? Could be, you know? Because this is the whole thing, is like... oh, alright, okay. So we go to like Buddhist religion, and then it's all in the mind, you know? How you perceive things is the way that things are. And that's pretty much what inside is does to you, doesn't it? Let's say until you know that something is like something, you think it's like something else. Right? That's how knowledge works, right? Like, you think, what is an apple? An apple is something that you eat, and then you find out it's a fruit, and then it grows from a tree. The apple keeps changing the more insight you have about what an apple is. See, it's like, this is like, they're teaching you everything you need to know about anything. You just need to pay attention, baby. Get out of your phone and get out of your ego to care about dying or about being the best or about what items do I get and this kind of shit. But it takes time. It took me 5 years to get here. So, and you see how like the bridge there's like women on the statue, on the grotesque, the gargoyle grotesque. Oh, what the fuck? I just went invisible for him. I think like, so the game is Bloodborne, right? Because like, I think that they went and they're like, what if we, or they doing Dark Souls, they going like, what if we do like, if you hit the guy fast enough, you can regenerate. Because that was one of the shitty things about Dark Souls, you know, like you have to be too careful. In here you don't have to be careful at all, as long as you can recover. And that goes back to the thing, to not be afraid of dying. So then it goes here, right? And then if you follow where the beast told you to go, pointing to the left here, that's where you get to the shortcut. And you get to the shortcut where the old lady is. And Eileen and everything. And then you have this one here, right?
Reckon you're from round here.
She sounds like
Well,
kinda Eileen, like an old lady.
Stuck outside on a
Oh,
night
she-
of the hunt. Oh, you poor.
She like, I don't give a shit
thing.
as well. And both, like the same way that German and the wheelchair guy were like same representations of their representations of the same stuff. See how you start getting close here? That's very good, man. I think for Demon Souls you die, and from here you hear the song, right? Eileen is there. See that platform there, like to the right of the character, right on top of the weapon? That's where Eileen is. Can't see it from there because it doesn't render. And you have like the giant that went mad, right? Gascoigne is a giant too. That's true, that's true. And he's mad, why? Because they kill his wife, right? And what if Gascoigne's wife is the black cleric beast? And then the noisy outsider comes in, ends up killing her. Because Gascoigne knew not to go there because, you know. Or maybe he didn't even know she was a cleric beast. And he ended up killing her. Because that's how this thing is, right? Like the church going crazy and hiding itself in places. Oh, fuck. That was a big... No fucking dog, you're gonna kill me here. Fucking love with this game. Like, you know how to play a lot, but then a fucking cocksucker dog can come and shoot unless you shoot him. Oh my god. Fuck you. It's cool how the dog, the bite that the dog does is very similar to what's those fucking black characters, the shadows that grow, the madmans. So in here you have the little girl, right? Eileen is protecting the little girl, just like the wet nurse is protecting Marigold. See how you're getting, oh fuck, see how you keep getting troops around here, and then down there you had wheelchairs. Wheelchair, crib. So a crib represents Murgle, the baby that got killed. The wheelchair represents German, the killer, right? Then here is pretty cool because you go. See? So like the beasts are like the church, you know, like you know that, and you can see like the clock tower and the workshop, right? Yeah, right, that's like the clock tower and the church workshop, sorry, not just the workshop, the church workshop, that's Ludwig. Then here is pretty fucking hard at this point, let's see. Oh, pretty good. It's pretty cool, you see how they have spells on them, the werewolves? Because like there is old Norse warriors used to wear wolf belts to like gain like the strength of a wolf, you know, like a beast, and get into a berserk rage. Ooh, fuck. Ah, but that's... Oh no, I still don't have inside to go make the dog. But then I get the last one from Yosefka. Yeah, so like... and that's how they say they would turn into werewolves. So like, that's the problem with, like, people get stuff literally. They wouldn't turn into werewolves, you know? Like, they put the belts and then they would drink fucking a lot and then they would just go like, fucking, I'm a fucking werewolf, I'm gonna kill everyone, and get into berserk rage and would be like great warriors, you know? And it's like saying like, a girl is a fox, you know? Like, you know she's not a fox. Like saying like, he fought like a wolf. But you don't have to say like a wolf. Like, he was a wolf fighting. This is a metaphor. Like a wolf is a comparison. Just a different way to say the same thing. But if you take a metaphor literally, you're more mad than I am. So then, you take Yosefka's blood 3 times.
Ah, you are safe. Thank goodness.
Changes, right?
But I'm afraid nothing will change my mind. I cannot open the door. I'll do what I can, of course. Perhaps this will help you, if only in some small way.
Ah, true, right? So like, let's say that Yosefka is a reincarnation of Annalise. And why did Annalise stop opening her door to the hunters? Because fucking Alfred killed her, you know? She resurrects. But like, now, don't come again.
This night is long.
And then she tells you
but
like,
morning
what happened?
Always comes.
What happened to the Yarnan
Someone
hunter,
of your
right?
caliber won't fail us.
She's
I
like,
am certain. And once the night of the hunt ends, we can speak face to face. Then I can finally see what you look like. I shouldn't be thinking this, but I am rather looking forward to it. So please, be careful out there.
Annalise can't see you as well because of her helmet, right? And she says like, I finally can see what you look like. So what do you think, like, let's say on this hunt, the doctor fell in love with the hunter, and they got together, had kids, blah blah blah. The night of the hunt would happen, like, you know, like every full moon, because that's how werewolves come. And it's pretty cool, right? So like, you have all the using blood stuff and everything, blah blah blah. And the first werewolf that I think is like recorded in Western history is some motherfuckers like serve human flesh to Zeus, you know? And then Zeus turned them into werewolves. And that's what they're doing. So like, werewolves are cannibals, right? And that's why I like to, because they're cannibals. They are like eating and drinking of human blood and flesh. So see how smart this game is? I don't know, I like it a lot. Let's open the shortcut. So see like how hard it is to go through there, because you have like the fucking what? If you go through here, oh, where's the fuck? The dog disappears. Sometimes that happens. But then through here you meet the old lady, right? And who is the old lady that knows all the hunter tricks and everything? Eileen, man. Eileen is a hunter of hunters. So once you go like, there is a body and a corpse. So Eileen could be the corpse. and the old lady in the body. And you see like the same figure.
You're a hunter, aren't you?
And the same
Then
5 ladies, 5 figures there at the door. So apparently you have like the twin sisters that Yosefka and fake Yosefka, right? Which they are also the witches, blah blah. You have like the main one, I don't know. Who's the other 2? I need to get the binoculars first. But yeah, so then you meet like the old lady, and she's like,
isn't always enough.
just like Eileen, she wants to leave the place, she wants to go somewhere else.
You're obligated to help
And
me,
like,
you hear?
you have to help me, blah blah blah. But then Eileen says like, your job is to hunt.
gonna tell
But
me
they
you're
all
not?
mean the same thing.
Yeah, I should have known. You're good for nothing.
Elderly,
respect
see,
to the
like
elderly is
it's
what
Eileen, man. So, it's pretty cool. Like they get
You
one
assholes,
character and they separate into like
Go on.
3 or 4
Admit it.
characters because
You think we're all mad?
think
don't
we're all mad. So she's like
Well, go and
Ebrietta
stop it.
Blood.
I know all your tricks.
So they separate the same character in like different parts to show you like how things keep happening over and over again. Like it's just like you think you're like but like you're the same. It's the same story. It's the same thing. It's the same cycle, and well, let's see if the 1600 place is gonna do the same thing. And you see, so like Eileen, she killed Henrik, right? Henrik has the spear. No, Henrik has the thing. But she killed a hunter and she hanged here. That's how you get the weapon. You usually get weapon from hunters, right? And she killed another one too. But apparently what she's doing, she doesn't go after Gascoigne. She puts you to go after Gascoigne. So you've been used by someone else. You've been used by German. German wants you to do his job. Eileen wants you to do her job. Even though she's like, no. Because she doesn't trust you, right? She knows like the hunters are all fucking crazy. Because again, she's like the plague doctor that was not... Look at her clothes. She wasn't getting infected because she wasn't getting exposed to the contagion.
Oh. A hunter, are you? And an
You see
outsider?
who she was looking at? She's looking at the little
What a
girl.
mess
The little
you've been
girl
caught
is
up
like on
in.
the top there.
And tonight of all nights,
Right on top of the head of
here
my
to welcome the
hunter.
new hunter. Prepare yourself for the
So
worst.
she's watching over. That's why she doesn't go
There are
after
no
Gascoigne.
humans
She's
left.
watching over the
They're all
little girl.
flesh-hungry beasts now. Still lingering about.
And you see how she's like as
What's
well.
wrong?
Say that there is no
hunter
humans anymore,
unnerved
just
by a
like
few
the old lady
beasts.
says. There is no more need to
No
move
matter.
out of here.
Without fear in our
I heard
hearts.
already.
We're little different from the beasts themselves.
Without fear in our hearts. Say so it's like only a beast has fear, has no fear, right? But is that because that's how people perceive people that don't have fear? Because the beasts are not afraid to die. It's funny, I think that guy comes after you, like, where is the other one? The guy that shoots at you, oh, see, there you go. He fucking follows you from above there. He always tries to find you. pretty cool, like how they program, like they program enemies that are like there's enemies that are doing nothing, but that one comes after you. The other, and then like on this round, the guy with the bullet comes after you, but then just on the next stage there is the guy with the giant beast that comes after you. It's coming so it's like a variation on the theme. Keeps you on your toes because you do. And see, like if you're greedy and you jump there, you're like, oh, what is that enemy drop? Come back here is a fucking nightmare. Because they all come after you rushing. Yeah, so then you go kill them and then you can get the weapon. So then you get the weapon, right? And then you have Hyline that she goes after later and said like, oh, Henrik went mad, blah 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 blah. And then right here you have the wretch, right? And they drop the throwing knife, and the throwing knife is like Henrik Fergor weapon. So so it's like you have the crows, you have like the humans. You have the crows, you have the rats. Crows are Eileen, the rats are Henrik. The beasts would be Lawrence, maybe. Who knows? The transform hunters Gascoigne. Because right here as well that you get like the madman insight, the madman knowledge here. So remember that Eileen said, oh, he went mad, blah blah blah. Because like that's how he represents in the story. There's a madman knowledge there. He probably came through here, got that madman knowledge, and got sucked by the doll, right? Because you get sucked by the dream when you die, but you get sucked by the doll when you have insight. You'll see when I go to the cleric beast. So like Gilbert is working with the cleric, or like you see how they're influenced, like the doll wants to trap you too. The doll is another curse. Is there 3 curses? I think there's 4 because there's 4 chords, right? So you have the first one, the cost curse, that you get the chord in the workshop. Then you have the other curse, that's the fuck is that? That other guy, I don't remember. And the crow has the oil, so the oil like makes it burn more, but not really, burns the oil instead of burning the person. But you know that they went after Lawrence and they burned him. So let's talk about Lawrence again. So there's the island of Jersey in England that they had oh fuck. They had a dude there was like a missionary called Lawrence that he got burned in a grill. So you have the emblem of St. Lawrence's grill there in Jersey. See how you go here and you see the workshop? There they see the little girl. And here is where you get the other inside, right? So maybe Eileen was never good. Well, she goes now. Okay. So she dies again against Henrik. And then she gets taken by the doll as well. But then if you help her against Henrik, she doesn't die. Oh, that's true. And then she doesn't get taken by the dog. See, like above there, you had the woman at the door. And like she was all angry woman, blah blah blah, like, oh, get out of here, but it was a figure. And here you have a beast figure. And the person's kind of like, ooh,
outsider,
as well.
trying to fool me to open this door.
You see how they laughing at you?
Depths of depravity.
So they're laughing at you because like they're just gonna wait for you to die and take your head off. It's like so this guy, he has the statue. He's the only one that has the statue here. And the statue disappears after. That's pretty crazy. But you go and meet the little girl, right? So the little girl would be the daughter of Gascoigne and Viola.
Who are you?
So would be
I don't know
Viola
your voice,
like the
but
sister
I know that
then?
smell. Are you a
Because you
hunter?
have the
The
white and the black
She never
cleric
came back
beasts,
from the
right?
hunt,
And you
she
have
wanted
Amelia
ransom.
and the black
But now
hunter
she's
there,
gone
the hunter's
too.
nightmare.
I'm all alone and scared.
This is pretty crazy because you see, like, the girl is like, oh, like, blah blah blah, but she's a beast. There's beast all over here. The beast there, blah blah blah. But she's like a flying beast, you know? Griffin or something. So you say, and she's playing Murgo's song, right?
Really? Oh, thank you. My mum wears a red jeweled brooch. It's so big and
So
beautiful.
just let him
You
let
won't
it
miss
know.
it.
So then you
I
go
mustn't
like,
forget.
yeah, the
If you
girl.
find my mum,
Oh, please,
had a
can you
music
find my
box.
mom? And then her mom is like the cleric beast, right? And then you end up killing her mom, coming back, and then Gascoigne
it
finds
plays
out
one
you
of
killed
Daddy's
Gascoigne
favourite
and then
songs.
come back
And when
home.
Daddy forgets us,
Oh
we
yeah,
play
no,
it for
I
him so
couldn't
he
find them.
remembers.
Why don't you go
Mum
to
says
the
sleeping
chapel?
enough
Would be
without
alright. And then she died. See how like the hunter, because the hunter is ignorant, he does like all this stupid stuff without knowing and just put people in like danger and everything. And that's pretty much like the Buddhist thing, that you cannot be ignorant to your actions. You have to know what the fuck you're doing. And it's pretty cool because you have a boot here, and Fake Yosefka doesn't have shoes. Let's open the shortcut before. So I think I'm gonna go into the cleric beast and the doll taking me over, and that's it for today. Back to the cleric beast. So then you see like all the Lawrences here, like with no legs and everything. So the beasts are not Lawrence. Oh no, Lawrence, the beast is the other. But then, so they like so you have the beast. So you have the crows. You have the rats. Lawrence didn't turn into a beast because he was perfect. Crows are beasts. No, rats are beasts. That's what, it's not just words. Because Lawrence was the knight of Kinghead, so. Or was he the lone survivor? Or was the lone survivor the Hamlet also a knight of Kinghead? That's why he managed to survive. So he's pretty... So here is like a representation of old Yarn, right? Like all this fucking shit going on. And the beast. The fucking pig. Ludwig, man. Remember how Ludwig comes like out of the thing? How many players you think died here to Ludwig? That's the fucking joke of it. So yeah, but see, like if you follow the path that the beast told you, you go straight to Gascoigne, you don't kill the cleric beast. Because on the path that the beast that was burning that tells you the cleric beast was already dead. Because the dream time doesn't happen. It's no cause and consequence sometimes. It's not linear, so time is what? Time is circular. You know that every day and you don't see it. Time goes through cycles, so you have like first cycle, first hour, second cycle, second hour, you have minutes. You know it is, you just don't want to see it. Alright, so then we go back here and you see there's so fucking done for time. You hear the beast again, the beast roar. So this beast roar, as far as I know, go all the way to Bergenworth. And in like on Forbidden Woods, sorry. And on Forbidden Woods, that's where you find actually the Beastman, right? The one that turns into the abhorrent beast, the beggar. And oh yeah, here just changes after you go to the cleric beast, right? So that's it for tonight. Where is the goodbye? Goodbye.